I was in a really tough place. I couldn't live a normal life. And so my main goal when I started this was just being able to live a normal life again. And then it's turned into so many lifestyle changes, not just the nutrition stuff, but being more active and stress managing and more work-life balance.
Before coming to Anne, I had been dealing with an ongoing pelvis and slip disc issue for about a year and a half, almost 2 years. Done physio, chiro, RMT, and gotten to a point where it made sense to start integrating physical activity again. Because prior to that, I had felt like I couldn't live a normal life anymore. I felt like I couldn't do regular activities. I couldn't get out and get around. I couldn't go to work on a consistent basis. I couldn't travel for work. I was scared to do a lot of the things that prior to this, I wouldn't even think twice about. In working with Anne, I've learned how to isolate movements in my body, strengthen areas like my core, in order to take the pressure off my back and be able to get back to living a normal life again. I've learned to not be fearful of the discomfort and pain and go and lay down when I feel something like that, but instead keep moving and lean into doing movement on a regular basis. Now I'm up to doing yoga 4 times a week and going to work consistently, not having to worry about sitting up in a chair for long periods. I've been able to get rid of wearing a sacroiliac belt for 4 months, and going to chiropractor and RT once a month instead of once a week. So I feel like I'm back to a much more normal life. And that's something that I didn't know if I was ever going to get back to after a year and a half of issues. But with Anne, I've learned how to strengthen the areas I need to, what the problem areas are, and what we can do to work on it, not just with Anne, but at home and in my regular yoga classes as well. So thank you, Anne. I'm back to a normal life, in large part because of you.
I'm in a good place and I've been able to make a lot of progress. Actually talking about it at work today, because they've noticed it too. Not having the McDonald's 2 and 3 times a week at work and bringing my lunch consistently every single day for, what are we in April? 4 months now, like finding those substitutions for kind of the bad things, if you will, that have still let me feel that way without feeling deprived, but being a lot healthier. I feel better, and other people have noticed it, like coworkers mention it, family mentions it, neighbors mention it. There's other things that were really valuable to me that have come out of this that I couldn't have even thought in September that I could do. I was scared to even leave the house, let alone go and do yoga 4 times a week and be doing these workouts and being so much more active and things like that. Because I had tried everything else. I had tried so many things, between chiropractors and RTs and physio and acupuncture, and had done all this stuff. I was just so fearful that nothing was ever going to change. And was I really doing anything that was making a difference? And did I have the power to do these things at home? And it was a mindset thing. I was capable of doing it. And everybody kept telling me I was capable of doing those things, but it was myself and just that fear. And the more I just did little things, like just little stepping stones, instead of worrying so much about the bigger stuff, it became a little bit easier each time of, okay, you said this one thing to me once in one of our appointments, you can do anything for 10 seconds. And so it was like, just even that little step of, okay, maybe I can't do that full exercise for a minute because my mindset's not there. But even if I do it for 10 seconds, I got a little bit closer. And when I could do it for 10 seconds, then I knew I could do it for 20. I could do it for 40. I could do it for a minute. And yes, it took time, which can be discouraging and frustrating because in your mind, you want to be in that place, but you're maybe just not there. But even just having that mindset of you can do anything for 10 seconds, just like keep going. I felt like it really helped having somebody like Anne because I had that accountability to keep going. So calls like this or those one-on-one calls kept me keep trying. It's been since September, but I can say that it's been several months of doing really well and being a lot closer to where I want to be. Having that accountability and that person there and knowing that you can revisit and revise for what works for you to keep going. And it's okay to keep going and maybe not doing it the same way that you wanted to in the first place.